Okay, let's talk about another quality of service component, which is known as mutation. Just remember that mutation is a particular case of marking. So we could say that the marking feature has a mutation just as a specific case. So the original idea behind mutation is that you will use it when connecting different quality of service domains to each other. So let's place an example here. Let's say that you are managing this set of devices and you are designing all the marking and classifying and resource assignment within this set of devices. So this is a quality of service domain. You are taking all the decisions and configurations for your traffic flows. And then for some reason, you have to connect this enterprise to another enterprise. For instance, you have a merge approaching, or you just bought another company, or this is another company becomes a subsidiary, and this other set of devices are managed by a different team of engineers. So this is another quality of service domain. So these other engineers may have used, for instance, the marking for voice over IP of AF31 for some odd reason. That is perfectly valid. It will not follow the guidelines, the best practices, but you may come across cases like this, and for instance, you may have chosen to have voice over IP marked as expedited forwarding within your domain. So what will happen if a packet that was marked with the value AF31 arrived into your network? So you will need to remark it, because for you this voice over IP traffic should be expedited forwarded. So you will need to remark it on entrance, for instance, and now this will be remarked as EF. So you will be creating here a table, so where you will be saying that AF31 upon entrance should be remarked into EF. This will be a DSCCP to DSCCP table, and you will be actually be creating a mutation table. In order for this to work, you will have to do mutation in both directions. So that was the idea behind mutation. That is the original idea. But let's talk about how the Catalyst 9000 documentation talks about mutation. So with Catalyst 9000, we have mutation maps. We have a mutation maps is any table map that will allow me to modify the headers of some packet based on another header information. So for instance, I can modify the layer 3 DSCCP header based on a layer 2 header CoS. So in this case, I will use a table map where the from value will be CoS and the to value will be DSCCP. And this will be a mutation map. So just remember that we have mutation maps with the Catalyst 9000. And these are the possible combinations that we might have for mutation maps. So we can use, for instance, CoS to DSCCP, quality of service group to DSCCP, EXP to DSCCP, IP precedence to DSCCP, and so on. So this is the available mutation maps, and this is an example of using a mutation map. So in this case, we have a mutation map that says that the from value is 1 and the to value is 46. This will be my mutation map, and this will be the way to use it. In this case, we are going to use the command set, With the command set, we are going to establish which one is the from value and which one is the to value. In this case, this is the to value and this is the from value. Always, and the order is always that. Set and then the to value and then the from value and then the table. So in this case, DSCCP is the to value and QoS is the from value. And we are attaching this, we are using this table map here. Notice that this command can only be applied within the class default class map. Only available in the class default class map. And of course, you have to include it in a policy map. So, continuing talking about the Catalyst 9000 definition, mutation is a table map that maps from DSCP value to another DSCP value. And this there can be sets of values, so groups of DSCP values mapped into groups of DSCP values, and this can be attached to an egress port. So that is a difference with old switches, because the mutation was available in the ingress direction with old switches. So continue talking about the Catalyst 9000 definition of mutation. Mutation is a capability of a policy. This feature of mutation can only be used inside a policy map, and more specifically inside a class default class map. We cannot use this set command outside a policy map. So let's compare that with all switches. With mutation in all switches was only available on ingress, and in this case we are creating mutation. We are going to create a DSCP to DSCP mutation map that we are going to assign it a name. The command for that will be MLS QoS map DSCP mutation, and this set of DSCP values will be mapped to 30. And then we will apply this mutation map with one command here. Notice that we are not using policy maps in all switches. We are just going to introduce this command, MLS QoS DSCP mutation, and the name of the mutation. And this will be applied in the ingress direction. So let's compare how the mutation feature has evolved. In all switches, we only have a DSCP to DSCP mutation. It was not a table. It was named a map, mutation map. And then with Catalyst 9000, we have mutation maps with several types of combination. We can have QoS to DSCP, IP presence to DSCP, quality of service groups to DSCP. So we have more options available. And with the old configuration, mutation is an ingress feature. And now the Catalyst 9000 documentation establishes that mutation can be applied on egress. Another difference that we might want to mention is that with all switches, we could apply a command directly to the interface. So I could go and directly apply mutation with MLS QoS DSCP mutation, and with the Catalyst 9000 I should use a policy map, and then I should go to the class default and then use the command set. Okay, that's it.